So all morning we've been watching the House Ways and Means Committee hearing investigating whether the IRS targeted Tea Party groups unfairly. Joining me now is Republican Congresswoman Diane Black of Tennessee. She's a member of the House Ways and Means Committee, just came out of that hearing to talk with us. Congresswoman, thanks for making time for us, and we will get you back in there as quickly as possible. When it comes to the acting Chief Miller saying that he doesn't think any of these IRS employees was motivated by partisan actions, what is your take? Do you believe him so far?
Well, of course, what this hearing is all about is to get the facts and get the truth of what really did happen. I think there's a lot of contradiction in his statements. I know in his opening statement he said these were just mistakes. There was an apology by Ms. Lerner that there obviously was wrongdoing, or I would say that that at least she's acknowledging that these were groups that were singled out in some way. And that's the question. He did answer at one point in time, one of the questioners asked him, was this abuse? He said, yes, it was abuse. And so I think there's a lot of contradiction in his statements, and also just following the timeline. This is 3 years worth of activity, and I think that in 3 years, if nothing else, there's an ineptness not to know that this is a continuing practice that has occurred for 3 years.
Is there a contradiction, though, to say that a Bush appointee, which is Doug Shulman, who was the former director of the IRS, that there would be a contradiction that under his leadership that Tea Party groups would be unfairly targeted?
Well, I don't care whether it's a Republican appointee or a Democrat appointee. This should be a nonpartisan organization. We're already concerned about what the IRS can do when you are audited or the IRS makes a condition on something. You feel very helpless in even knowing how to handle that. It's a very scary thing. And so whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, but let me say this, that regardless of whatever, there's ineptness here. And to be told that a few folks at a lower level position can do this kind of thing, it scares me. What else can the IRS do? I mean, what if a few people over here decide to do another thing and a few people over there? There is definitely from the top down not an oversight that makes me comfortable to tell the American people they can feel secure, comfortable that they're being treated fairly by the IRS.
Do you feel that one of the best witnesses would be Lois Lerner, who is the acting director of the IRS tax-exempt status division? Has she committed yet, do you know, to coming to testify before you?
I don't know that for sure, but I can say that we certainly would be led in that direction to have her come before our committee. Obviously, she was the head of this department, and so she should know. The commissioner continues to say to us, well, I don't know whether I talked to that person. I'm not sure who that was, and he doesn't seem to have a good handle on exactly what was going on, but obviously, Ms. Lerner, who is the head of that department, I think that she does need to be brought before our committee and answer those questions.
Congresswoman, I want to ask you about the Heritage Foundation, certainly a well-thought-of think tank on the right. It's using its lobbying arm, the Heritage for American Action Foundation. It sent a letter to Republicans on the Hill asking them not to bring or debate controversial legislation while these controversies are being investigated. Do you think that House Republicans are going to follow that advice?
I can only speak for myself. I'm not led by any particular organization. I represent 750,000 people in the 6th District of Tennessee, and that's what I'm led by. And we're going to do the right thing. We're going to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to get answers. And ultimately, we need to fix it so that we can ensure the American people that they can gain trust once again in an organization that's very important in all of our lives, the IRS.
Certainly is about trust, to make sure that they're operating fairly and efficiently. We're going to let you get back inside, but many thanks, Congresswoman Diane Black, for stepping out to talk to me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.